Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again with a third rather impromptu review. I saw this come out recently. The developer, I think, kept it pretty quiet for everybody, and I thought I would get this and review it. Anyway, we are back in the UK. We're in North Lancashire, and this is Humberside International Airport, Echo Golf November Juliet. Surprise, surprise, this is a payware scenery by Flytampa, and you're looking at the release version 1 for the PC version of Flight Sim 2020. Now the download is 428 kilobytes. This is the universal exe installer, which Flytampa uses to install pretty much all of its sceneries. All you do is you put in your registration code and it identifies the scenery you bought. When it installs, it's around 4.4 gigabytes, and that's two folders. That's the scenery itself and the additional libraries folder, obviously for those people who haven't got any Flytampa sceneries previously. It's currently available from both Flytampa online shop and Sim Market. Not a lot in the prices when you look at VAT, so I'll give you the Sim Market price because it includes tax. We're looking at €14.39, which equates to roughly $15.60 US, or £12.82 UK. Now those prices are estimates taken from the euro price, and they include tax or VAT at 20%, which may of course vary depending on which country you reside in when you make your purchase. So let's look at key features. So, key features then: Humberside International Airport, Echo Golf November Juliet, the complete model, high resolution modelling and PBR texturing throughout the scenery product. You have terminal interior and some other building interiors modelled as well. Quite surprised at some of the internal modelling, I tell you, it's amazing. Animated terminal passengers and other people around the airport. There's a GSX profile included for users of that utility. There are also many light animations and stunning night effects, and you're going to see them. They're just beautiful. Various off-airport buildings have been modelled. The level of detail performance modelling throughout the airport, and this is the 2024 version of the airport, and it's for Flight Sim 2020 only. So yeah, there's some lovely effects during the low light that you're going to see, and I'm pretty blown away, to be honest. Flytampa once again have upped their game and set the standard, as they always do. And this nice little airport is just beautifully done. Anyway, let's look at some history. So history: Humberside Airport, Echo Golf November Juliet, is a public use international airport owned by the BRISTOW Group and operated by Humberside International Airport Limited. It is located at Kirmington in the borough of North Lincolnshire in England, around 12 miles or 19 kilometres from three large local settlements: Grimsby in the east, Hull in the north and Scunthorpe in the west. The latter two places can be reached by longer roads, and in the case of Hull, via England's longest bridge that crosses the Humber estuary. The airport was previously owned by Manchester Airports Group from 1999 until August 2012, when it was sold to the Eastern Group of companies. North Lincolnshire Council retains a minority of shares in the airport. The airport was previously a Royal Air Force base, RAF Kirmington, opened in 1941 during the Second World War, from which No. 166 Squadron RAF operated the Avro Lancaster bomber. The site was abandoned after the war in 1945 and lay unused until 1974, when the local council reopened the site as Kirmington Airport. When the local area was renamed Humberside following local government reorganisation in England, the name was changed to Humberside Airport. The main runway, designated 0321 since being redesignated 0220, was extended to its current length in 1992, allowing operation of much larger aircraft. The airport faces competition from flights from East Midlands Airport, round about 70 miles away, or 110 kilometres, and Leeds Bradford Airport, 74 miles away, or 119 kilometres, all of which at 2024 have a much wider range of scheduled passenger flights. However, the airport is also used to service the offshore gas and storage and drilling operations for British Petroleum and Centrica Storage, with over 5,000 air transport helicopter movements in 2016, the fourth highest in the UK. In January 2013, it was reported that Bond Offshore Helicopters had been awarded a contract with Perenco and would start operating flights to Perenco's platforms in the southern North Sea. This now means that the airport has three of the biggest UK helicopter operators based at the airport. Additionally, the airport hosts some 5 different GA flying clubs. Airlines operating into and out of Humberside Airport include BH Air, with seasonal flights to Burgas in Bulgaria, Eastern Airways, with seasonal flights to Aberdeen and regular flights to Jersey and Newquay, KLM, with flights to Amsterdam, and TUI, seasonal flights to Palma de Mallorca. So there's a brief history for you. Yet another wartime airport that's undergone some woes here and there after the years of the war, but is still here, still up and still operating, and now one of the biggest helicopter bases in the north of England. So there you go. Let's look at the runway situation here. So runways. Humberside Airport operates 2 runways, only one of which is used for transport category aircraft. Runway 0220 is the main runway, measuring 7,218 feet or 2,200 meters, and is constructed from a concrete asphalt mix. Runway 0826 is used during daylight hours only and measures 3,248 feet or 990 meters. This runway is made from asphalt. The airport lies at an elevation of 121 feet or 37 meters and sits within the GMT UTC time zone. Now, like many parts of the Northern Hemisphere in summer, the UK does indeed observe Daylight Saving Time, or DST, and so the airport's moved forward in the summer and remains on the current UK time. So runways, we're looking down the throat of runway 02, it's 8:45 in the evening. Runway 02 features high intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system, centerline lighting and precision approach path indicators on the left side. And as you look at this here, you can see everything is as per the chart, including the approach light system, which has been properly modelled as well. Approaches available at this end: you have an RNP approach option, an NDB approach option, and a surveillance radar approach, or SRA approach option. So let's have a look at the other end, runway 20. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 20, the other end, which also obviously has the high intensity runway lighting and airfield lighting system. Again, the centre line extends right down to this end, and again you have precision approach path indicators on the left side. And once again, the approach lighting system is as per the charts, been properly modelled, including the displaced threshold. Both ends of this runway also have turning pads. You'll note there are no taxiways. Approach options: here you have an instrument landing system with both a localizer and NDB approach options on the chart. There's also an RNP approach option, an NDB approach option, and a surveillance radar approach, or SRA option as well. So while we're here, let's have a quick look at the other runway, 0826. We'll just look at it generally. So here we are looking at the cross runway, and I've upped the lighting so you can see it a bit. There is no lighting or no approach lighting of any kind on this runway. As it said, it's restricted to daytime use only. It's also restricted to piston-engined non-public transport aircraft up to a maximum weight of 5,000 kilos. Helicopters are excluded from that requirement. So essentially, sunrise to sunset really. It's normally used for GA aircraft and helicopters, with the main runway here being used for most other types of aircraft. So there you go, that does the runways. No jetways at this airport, so let's get down to the airport proper and do the tour, and oh why, you've got some incredible things to see. Okay, so let's start the main tour. It's 2 PM in the afternoon, and here we are adjacent to the threshold of runway 20. and the actual terminal and the sort of the business end of the airport right at the north end here. Let's do a little tour and have a look at what we can see. In the distance you can see what looks like a cement factory. But I'm going to go really slow because what really impresses me is the detail and the level of modelling here. There you can see a baggage thing there, baggage rotation. And here's a rather nondescript building. CHC Helicopters building. And again, what impresses me, I mean, the inside is modelled. Okay, not brilliantly. See, it's all pretty 2D and basic, but it's designed so that when you look at it from outside, even close up, it looks real. I mean, in terms of parallaxing, that's some of the best you can get. It's absolutely incredible. So here's the control tower. And once again, fully modelled. TV screens, books, chairs, everything. Oh, it's done beautifully. The only thing it's missing is a couple of controllers. I never really understand why developers go to the length of doing this and don't include a controller. But no, it's beautiful. It's really nicely done. Again, you got the slightly sort of misted view out through the windows. And there to the right in the distance, you can see the wigwags or runway guard lights that go towards the runway, and you can see them wagging through the glass. Brilliant. See, even the roof detail is weathered. It's everything. It's just incredible. And you've got the odd engineer as well standing around airside, which I think is good. Here you've got some clutter. Tow bar down there. This Bristow helicopter. You can see the smoke coming from the smoke deck over there to the right. I'm just impressed by the level of detail and the weathering. Everything is done. There's nothing left to chance. Guy on his mobile phone down there. There's a detailed hangar open with the interior detail. Bristol helicopters. I mean, this looks so real because the texturing and the modelling and the weathering all goes together. It's beautiful. Eastern Airways hangar. And you've got an Eastern Airways jet over there. Well, it looks like the fuel farm. You've got various snow clearing equipment there to the left. Here's the fire station. And that sound of an engine there, that vehicle has got its engine running. And a very nice and slightly weathered Humberside Airport fire tender there as well. And as you can see, the inside of the fire station is modelled. And here's the level of detail for you. And you've got a sign there, a weathered sign as well. Very clear, and various bits and pieces. Here's the airport fence line, again as per the ICAO regulations. A quick look at some of the signage. Here's the taxiway going from the fire station out to the runway, with the runway marking sign there in the grass, properly done. And some more signage there. So let's make our way airside back towards the main terminal area. Here you can see the fire training equipment that we saw there. Again, plenty of ground signage. I mean, this all looks really good. And these buildings are just fantastic. So here's the main airside ramp. Ground looks good. Taxiways and ground markings are excellent. Now I've got GSX Pro, which is why you can see some of these vehicles, or you will in a moment. And to be honest, everything looks fantastic. I can't find anything wrong so far. The only issue I have found is that GSX's own vehicle goes right into the building. But that really is the only little anomaly I found so far. But here's my aircraft out on the ramp. And looking from the other side, I mean, it all looks pretty real, doesn't it? It's great. Well, as you can see, the ramp itself has been beautifully textured and weathered. There's even signs here where you've got some hydraulic fluid, which usually is blue, that's dropped onto the ramp. Very, very nice. So let's have a look at the terminal interior, which is modelled and accessible. So first of all, just quickly looking outside the windows, you can see what's going on inside. There's animated people. The windows are nicely, slightly blurred, so you get the effect looking through the windows. And inside you've got animated people. Not sure what this guy's doing, but oh, it's great. And the lady's probably having a laugh because the lady's talking to him. There you've got the assistance area. There's a young lady walking about. You'll see her in a minute. There she is. And as we look back across the lounge, everybody actually is animated. There's no static people, they're all animated. And no frame rate issues as well. I'm moving the camera quite easily. And look at that. Right up close to the screen, and everything is perfectly clear. Just a couple of quick shots here around this part of the terminal. This is the entrance door to airside. We'll go and have a look in a minute. And here we have a slightly wider angle shot of what's going in the lounge here. So when you go through these doors, obviously you normally come this way. We're going the reverse. There's a security check. There's nobody there. Would have been nice to have maybe one or two people. Guys sat at the X-ray terminal here, and maybe a guard standing. But you know, I really can't complain. There's so much in this scenery. More of it you've yet to see when I turn the lights down. And they've even got the right equipment. I mean, Rapiscan is a well-known UK maker of X-ray equipment. We used them when I was at Heathrow and at Gatwick, so I know them well. And yeah, what can I say? Brilliant. So as you can see, you would come through here from landside to the security check to go into the lounge. And here's landside. Again, all the passengers are animated. The shops and decals and hoardings are all pretty realistic. Here's the check-in area, check-in desks. You've got one chap there. I'm not sure if he's a passenger or an engineer. But it's great. It's really, really good. It's a wonderful project. Well, as you can see, the level of detail is incredible. And you can see landside here. You can see out through the windows of this building here to landside, and we've got an animated guy walking around landside as well. There's a real atmosphere and ambience about this scenery that just brings it to life. So let's go through this building. This is the I mean, look, this is an office of a travel agent or something, and it's modelled. It's not just a box. We go out to landside, and the first thing you see, I mean, look at the texturing. We're up close. There's even a British police vehicle there. There's a helicopter terminal across the road. And here we are outside, and again you can see in through the windows, through that office to the terminal. There's a lady on the right there mucking about with an ATM by the looks of it. There's a guy stood by I think that's a taxi stop there. Oh, it's awesome, isn't it? It's just awesome. And again, you go up close and it's still clear. I mean, I think that's amazing. That's a really nice scene. Look, you can see in through the windows of this travel agency. You've got these access doors here. The coffee thing and the various signs all adds to the ambience of the place. Okay, so let's just take a tour landside here. I mean, again, the detail is stunning. Look at all these road signs, fences, grass, the road system, and in the distance there, we've got the SKYBUS, which goes all the way out past the hotels there, and will eventually come down this road. Now look, you've even got the flashing lights on the zebra crossing, which is something I don't think I've seen before. Here's a chap chatting away on his mobile phone while waiting for a bus. All the cars in their slots, car parks fully 3D modelled. And here comes the bus. Beautiful. And just look at this. You've even got the skid marks on the road. It's really good. As we go out there, you've got the signage on the right, which is absolutely accurate. Here's one of the hotels, and I love the cars in the car park. Oh, it's great. I mean, look at the detail. And you have the flora and fauna as well, the hedges, the grass, everything's been done. It looks pretty real. Here's the bus going out of the airport. It's really wonderful. Animated flags there. And we come up to this end, CHC helicopters there on the left. And again, some great signage. And you've got this, what looks like Thunderbird 3 from the Thunderbirds. Don't know if that's what it's meant to be. I've never been to this airport in real life. But again, look at the detail. And a couple of people there sitting on the bench. More animated flags. And the buildings there on the left, Eastern Airways, are all weathered. Look at the roughness on the buildings there. Oh, it's great. It is really stunning. And here you've got this other hangar, and you've got a small, I think it's a Dart jet there. So there was a brief tour of the main area, parking area, the business end of the airport during the day. There are other places to explore. Like that factory over there and various other off-airport buildings that have all been modelled. But for the moment, let's turn it down to dusk and have a look at the lighting. Okay, 9:10 in the evening. It's late May 2024. and obviously we're in the north of England, and here's the view of the main business end of the airport at dusk. The flashing you can see in the distance are the zebra crossing lamps, which is incredible really. You can see blue airfield edge lights, green centerline lights to help you taxi around, and it's quite a bit here, looking pretty good even from this altitude, this level here. And yeah, I mean, this looks great. Even see the truck there going along the road is on the correct side of the road pretty much, and even it's got lights, headlights and tail lights turning onto the grass there. But the buildings are very nicely, very subtle lit. And there we are looking out towards the threshold of runway 20 to the left, and here you've got lights marking the area here where some of the light aircraft will come out. Here's the fire station, some lovely subtle lighting here. And here we're looking across the runway. Here you've got the wigwags or runway guard lights and the centre lights, and again all of the taxiway lighting signage is properly lit. Lead in and exit lights here from the runway, various bits going on here off airport as well. So let's get down to the ramp and have a close look. So here's my aircraft parked on the stand, and you've got the two baggage trucks there to the right. These are GSX Pro obviously. And here we are looking inside from the terminal from outside. Obviously the glass is misted so it does look a little bit darker, but it's really nice. And a quick look inside, and as you can see, certainly adequate lighting inside here. And looking out through the windows there, you can see the sunset slightly dimmed by the misted glass. Really impressive. So just a tour here. See the lighting locally. Here's a baggage hall here, look. Couple of baggage guys. I mean, look at this. This is the level of detail you're getting with Flytampa. Look at the plant switches here. Here you've got the switches on the left there for the baggage emergency stop and the power supply. It's impressive, it really is. And as we go around there, you've got the yellow light on top of that thing there. I mean, airside looks pretty impressive. Not an Asobo globe in sight. There's a gated access by the area there. Beautifully done inside of this hangar. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. It's one of the best sceneries I've seen for a while. Even though it's not a big one, it's only a small scenery. But you know what? It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, everything is lit where it needs to be. See, look, even the the bollards are lit. Car parks correctly lit by the right light sources. All the correct signage. There's the runway warning sign for traffic going down here. There's our bus going into the airport again. And here's the other part of the terminal, and there you can see again through the glass into landside. It looks great, it really does look good. And the lighting is beautiful. Look, you've got that police car there, it's got its blue lights flashing as well. The attention to detail is just incredible. This is the sort of stuff that we'd love to see, or certainly I love to see. And look, the camera's going along. Not a frame rate issue at all, no stutters. And once again, look, this is parallaxing at its best. You go inside and it's all photographs, but they're at such a decent resolution that when you look at them through the windows like that it looks real. It's amazing, beautifully done. And that is as good a car model, I think, as you'll ever see. Beautifully modelled, everything correctly signed. That's a correctly done British police car. I think it's a Mercedes, I think. But look at the lights. Independently controlled, and it's brilliant. So let's head out on the airfield. I did spot this. I think this is an operations vehicle because it's got anti-collision lights on the top. And again, look, we can hear the engine. Beautiful. So let's have a look at the lighting out here on the taxiways. Here you can see the wigwags. I love these blue lights sitting on little points just above the runway, or just above the ground rather. And here you can see the runway lighting in all its glory. It's very nice. Looks pretty real actually. Should be a good view from the cockpit. And speaking of cockpits, I mean, that is a great view. Sat on the stand, this is the view out of the front of the aircraft. There's the terminal in front of us, and you can see little bits of goings on there inside the terminal, and the animated guys here. This, as I said, this is the only anomaly I could find. The fact that this places itself in the way it does. It's gone right through the side of the building, but that's the only anomaly I can find. There's a view from the captain's side. And there we are looking out through the first officer's window. It's brilliant. It really is impressive. So that was dusk. As you can see, the sun is rapidly going down. Let's drop it down to night time now. Okay, 11 PM local time. I've had to drop it down to 11 PM because as we are in the north of England, the further north you go in the summer, the daylight hours or the dusk hours tend to stay longer. Whereas normally I'd set it to 10 PM. You can still see sort of vestiges of the sunset in the distance. So we've set it to 11 PM to give you a view of what it looked like in the darkness. So there you can see the business end of the airport. I mean, it looks great. It really does look good from here. And looking down the main runway there, you've got hangars and stuff to the right. And there you've got the threshold of runway 20. So once again, let's go along the ramp area, let's have a tour and have a look at the lighting at low level. So coming off the runway and we're heading towards the main ramp area, you can see the signs are beautifully lit as well. So coming across airside here, some very subtle lighting. No more than it needs to be. It's really good. There you've got the zebra crossing again, and there's the bus going out of the airport. I wanted to see what these hotels look like. So you've got this one, and oh, look at this. Don't see it during the day, but look at that. Parallaxing again, really done in such a way that it up close like this, it looks real and you can see what's going on inside. There's reception. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Look at the reflection. You've got this little roof bit here where the lights are and the sign is reflecting off it. I mean, that's real quality. And again, we go up close, really close. I don't think I've ever got this close to a building before and looked at it from the outside. And look at that. Can even see the TV there. So a little slow pass across the car park. Gonna have a look at this other hotel over here. But all the parking spots, look, the cars are correctly placed in their parking spots. That is lovely, isn't it? It's just lovely. The subtleness of the lighting is excellent, and not an asobo globe in sight. I mean, this is top quality modelling, and there's an atmosphere about this airport. So as we pass over this area, there's the Thunderbird 3 on the left there. And the lights are beautiful. So we come on to the airside bit here. Taxiway lighting, blue airfield edge lighting, all of it looks wonderful. There's a close-up of one of the signs. As you can see, it's set into the ground properly, not just dumped on the surface, and that's a beautiful glow into the grass. And a closer look at the wigwags and the centre line. As you can see, these blue lights are raised off the ground. I like the way these are done. They're starting to appear in a few sceneries now, as is the way they've done the green centerline lights, and you get this lovely glow, and it really does look pretty real and impressive. So as you can see, night time on this airport looks wonderful. Okay, so that was night time, and if all goes well, let's bring the dawn up, and we should, with the sun should be behind me, we should get quite a nice effect on the buildings. Let's have a look. Okay, 5:05 in the morning. As I said, it's near the end of May 2024. We're right in the sort of north of England, and the sun's coming up behind me, and here you've got the lovely red effect on all of the buildings. And it's a nice scene, it really is. And I'm going to leave you guys to explore the concrete factory here, and there's the cuttings where they've been working. There's the threshold of runway 20 in the distance. And down there you've got the displaced threshold of runway 20 rather, and there's the sun coming up in the distance. Both ends of the main runway have turning spots, as you can see this one down there too. Okay, 6:20 in the morning, it's just a little bit later, and the sun's beginning to get well up, and it's time to wrap up this review and give you my conclusions. I was excited to see this, firstly for two reasons. Flytampa don't do an awful lot in the UK. A lot of their products are overseas, as it were, and they kept this pretty quiet. I have to say I didn't visit the forum that often. Don't get too much time to go around too many forums these days. So if they said something or discussed something, I clearly didn't sort of see it or whatever. But I believe the general consensus is that this was not expected. But anyway, here it is, and boy, have they raised the bar again. Flytampa, Pyreg Dev Company, some of the top scenery developers that we know and love, and we can't wait to get the hands on their scenery when they bring them out. And yet Flytampa have raised the bar again. The lighting is stunning during dusk and night time. It's very subtle. They've really gone overboard with the parallaxing to do the internal the way they have, so that when you look in through the windows it looks so real. They've done a nice job on the inside of the passenger terminal, and yeah, even the bollards out on the roadway are lit during the night time. The bus is all accurate and goes up and down. and you've got animated people. I don't think I saw a static one. I think they're all animated, even the ones that are ever so slightly animated. And again, the level of detail is stunning. Everything is weathered, as indeed you would expect it to be, from the roads, skid marks on the roads, to hydraulic fluid sitting out on the airside ramp. It's just incredible, and the buildings are great, absolutely wonderful. And I haven't even looked at the cement factory across the way there, but it's all as per it should be. Navigationally looks great. As I said, the only anomaly I can find is the GSX tug backing into the building, but that's probably a GSX issue and not a Flytampa issue. But yeah, what can I say? And the price, my god, it's cheap. What, 13 quid? Just under 15 euros, including tax, by the way. Okay, it's not a big airport, but it's not a small one either. I mean, this is big enough to handle 737s and A320s. But it's stunning. And the work that's gone in. Okay, George and his guys are a team. They're not a one-man band by any chance. But, you know, it's great. It really is good. And the price, I think, is extremely competitive. I would have expected possibly to see this at around 18 euros. But no, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All I can say, if any of you guys like flying in and around the UK, both GA or airline, this is a must. You have to get it. It's great. And yeah, it's wonderful. And just to say, I bought it. I wasn't given it for review. I bought it, and I'm very, very happy with the purchase. And yeah, we've got to do some flying here. And you helicopter pilots are well catered for. Remember, this is one of the busiest helicopter bases in the UK. So you guys have got to go and enjoy that. But this, once again, Flytampa setting a standard to which all others should aspire to. And I'm very happy to see it. And yeah, I think it's great. I love it, absolutely. One of the best sceneries I've seen for a while. And very happy to do this review. Hopefully I'll get the review posted up tonight for you all to see. So there you are, folks. Humberside Airport in North Lancashire in the UK. Echo Golf November Juliet. This is a payway scenery by Flytampa. It's the release version 1 for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Download is via the Universal Installer, which is only 428 kilobytes. It's an exe file which they use to install all of their sceneries. You simply insert your code once you've bought it, and the scenery detects what the code refers to and brings up the scenery for installation. When it's installed, it's around 4.4 gigabytes. There's two folders, the scenery folder and of course the Flytampa libraries folder. For those of you who don't have any Flytampa sceneries, you have those two folders, and there you go. Currently available from both SimMarket and the Flytampa's own online shop. Not an awful lot of difference in the price really, but I've given you the SimMarket price because they include tax at 20%. We're looking at €14.39, which equates to roughly $15.60 US, or £12.82 UK. As I said, they include tax or VAT at 20%, which of course could vary depending on whether you live outside the UK or not. It's a stunning scenery, it really is, and I can't sort of praise it enough. Anybody wants to fly in the UK or wants one of the best sceneries out there so far, this is it. Sorry, this is it, definitely. So guys, yeah, I apologise for sort of enthusing so heavily, but you know, it's a great product at a great price, and that's why I feel the way I do about it. But thank you very much for joining me in this impromptu review. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you've been wondering about the state of scenery development so far, here's a good example of what can be achieved. It really is good. So thanks for joining me, folks. I will see you next week with some more reviews coming up, one of which will be the review of the new beautiful model of the world and AMSIM San Francisco Airport scenery. They've been very kindly sent me that scenery, a copy for me to review, and I will be looking firstly at the default, and then I'll bring the scenery up and we'll look at that in detail. So that's one of 2 next week's reviews. As I said, thanks for joining me. Guys, have a great weekend and safe flying. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.